All right, yeah, just let me know.
How you doing?
Call the meeting to order. Roll, please.
Mr. Kelly?
Here.
Mr. Porter?
Here.
Mr. Bonner?
Here.
Mr. Spalding?
Here.
And Mr. Wade?
Here. The meeting is being recorded by audio tape. Pledge of Allegiance, Ms. Baker.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
My chair's rollers are messed up.
Adoption of the board agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
I'll second.
Who was the second?
Joe.
Sorders, second. Kelly moved.
Roll, please.
Did you get that right?
I think it was Joe.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Mr. Porter?
Yes.
Mr. Bonner?
Yes.
Mr. Spalding?
Yes.
Mr. Wade?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Presentations and reception, retiree recognition.
Okay, we've got some retirees here tonight that we'd like to recognize for their years of service. I don't know, you want to come up and help and hand
Sure.
out?
I heard two people at the same time. I heard two people at the same time.
Retrieve a bit.
That's the kids.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna miss it. Thank you.
Straighten up now.
Well, thank you.
Very much.
Put it down.
Diane, yep, yes, yep.
Okay.
Angie Francis, I saw her come in. Angie's been with the district for quite some time as well, and she was unable to make it, she's moved. Michael Beverly also has been with the district for a long time. He retired from Chillicothe Intermediate School. And then we have Bonnie Deal. She's also unable to make it. Melanie Deddy, she's primary off to a good start. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
I've got to get one more out of here.
Got one more?
Well, two, I
Oh.
guess.
And then Kathy. And then Brenda Southworth. I know she's here. There she is. And wonderful. Flexible in all your years.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So the other ones we got there. So thank you very much. It's an accomplishment to put that many years into working with students and in this district in particular. You've made a great impact on all of your students, and I'm sure some of them tell you that way, way down the road. So I wish you nothing but relaxation, and hopefully you find something to do that you enjoy, but you're always welcome back. Maybe 7 or 8 minutes. There's some snacks over here. Did you get something really quick? You need a shot?
That sounds good.
Sounds like you're subbing for us tomorrow.
What about it?
Subbing for us tomorrow, it sounds like. That's
Oh, yeah, Wednesday.
Oh, yeah,
Wednesday.
it's okay.
Is it Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that golf day?
Off day. Yeah, my wife's taking me to Indianapolis for a comedy show or something.
Sounds fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good on that, pal.
About 3.5 hour ride.
I've never been. Is that all? It's 3.5?
About 3.5.
That's not bad.
All depends where you're going.
It's right downtown, I think.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to that restaurant, Almo's or whatever?
No. We
Amino's or something like that?
we never. It's been a long time since I've been inside the Albert Belt. But so yeah, no, I haven't been to that.
You know what I'm talking about?
I've heard. Yeah.
Kind of where all those combine guys go.
Yeah. I know that's Jim Young, my college roommate, is there. He goes to the combines a lot.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Well, he was.
My question is, how do they put that pool in there?
Oh yeah, they showed building. They showed him building.
How'd they do that?
And then it just got kind of keep building an outdoor one, those little round ones outside, kind of same way.
You were that close.
More of the paddles and taller paddles.
How does that? What's that cost to do?
Oh, that's probably $1 million to do that.
Oh my God, just easy.
Yeah. I don't know how they put the filtration system and pump system.
I'd love to see the engineer
One thing
behind
to
that.
do it, but then get all those filters and pumps.
For the Olympics, it has to be perfect.
It has to be perfect. It's a trial.
Yeah, lunch for me. That's why I always go.
Did you get your baby? Which baby? Thought you were waiting on, what was it a
Horse baby?
yeah.
Oh, I
Been
got
up
a
to,
horse
Randy?
baby.
Aw.
I thought, I haven't had a grandbaby.
Aw. No, I didn't know anything about the grandbaby. But
She said, any day,
yeah.
any day. How are you doing? Kind of
I
weird.
was like, then when school starts back, I'm going to be real sad, because every year I look forward to coming back and I'm like excited about it and stuff. So
I have lots of babies.
yeah. But when I came and did my exit interview, you were waiting impatiently for your baby. Looks like mommy.
She looks a lot like her mama.
Nose and everything.
Now she looks totally. She's very dark. Like
Yeah.
she shed out really dark.
Yeah.
She's gonna be very chocolate. And she's a handful. She'll let you come over and she'll take her butt and rub on you, and she wants you to scratch her tail.
Oh,
So
sweet.
start scratching her.
Sweet. But, I mean, she wasn't very old here, right?
That was
The
yeah,
day she
no.
was born, February 6th.
She was born on the 4th. These pictures came in. This was her being born. She was born at 2:40 in the afternoon.
I know you had your little camera on her all the time,
Yeah,
watching her.
I was actually there the day it happens on
Oh.
a Sunday. So she did really well. Mama
Good.
Mama is a great mama. She's 4 months old now, and she looks like, let's see, well, this is my grandbaby.
Oh, that'll be yours.
Any day.
Yeah.
Any day.
Boy or girl?
Girl.
Girl.
Madeline Nicole.
Or Maddie?
I don't know. Everybody's like, well, what are you going to be called? And I'm like, whatever she wants to call me.
Claudia, whatever she wants to say.
Yep. This is a baby we've been taking care of. He's really sick. We've had him for a couple weeks. We took his 10% chance and turned it around.
To pretty good chance.
Yeah, he's alive and kicking.
I know I've been doing that.
I don't think we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna have to worry
Perfect
about that.
Companions is
Yeah.
taking week-old babies that still have their little umbilical cords and stuff, and making them go to 12 and 14 weeks and get them fixed, and now they're at the ready for adoptions. And
I knew one of her. This was this weekend. This was all of us at horse shows. I had a really long horse show this weekend.
all that sweating.
It was 104.
Yeah, it's like a
Uh-huh.
regular. Yeah, being right in that arena too.
Oh yeah, with no
Yeah,
hardly any
air.
airflow, and it was from. We started at 5 in the morning and we ended at.
I mean, I saw that email. I gotta check my schedule.
Board meeting
I don't
because
blame
they've
you.
all got stuff on. Her- Jesse's boyfriend has to drive through the other side of Columbus. So
I don't blame you. Just make sure you get some.
I'll get a cookie or something. Yeah. I knew the other wasn't coming tonight because they sold the house. She's married to my cousin's son and Angela Francis, and they're moving to Lancaster. They like moved on. Or they just came back from Fiji. They were there for 2 weeks. I mean, Sean works.
To get 1,200, it probably looks better.
Yeah. I mean, he's been doing it.
You can get some still out there. It's good.
It's like, maybe they're ready to roll. I didn't know they were. That's what I tell everybody about last year, but I don't know.
That one on Chestnut.
I think the only thing that's leaving is to take more. Got one
I
of them.
feel bad asking them. They're asking for more than my old house pays.
I know.
You don't feel bad.
No,
You don't feel bad.
I'll see you guys again, so I just want to say hi.
She does.
Hi there, how are you?
Good.
Congratulations.
Take care. I'll do it.
Until he gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I will.
I
Congratulations.
don't know you as well as the rest of them.
Well, sorry about
Being
that.
in the district.
Good old Randy.
So, yeah. You guys-
Is that the net or
Congratulations.
was it bingo? See her bad?
I don't know, we didn't.
He's that one that the cop slammed on the wire. He get his wire shut, jaw shut.
Lord, can you imagine the two of them going, you going across?
Oh, God, no. Here's looking Freya.
Her hair. I love her
She is
hair.
freaking wild. It is so curly. Wild child.
Started running a little bit, trying to get ready for football season.
Mhm.
Every year it gets harder.
This distance from everyone.
I keep saying every year I'm going to retire, but
Yeah, he has talked to
Can't
me
let it go.
no.
because I sit by him. I
Yeah.
got you a new bottle. It had a hole in the bottom of it.
Long time. That's a long time.
I'll get you to
Mm-mm.
Okay, you ready?
All right, we'll get going again. Welcome to visitors and to this and all board meetings. The board desires citizens of the district to attend its meetings so they become better acquainted with the operations and programs of the schools and so that the board may have an opportunity to hear the wishes and ideas of the public. All meetings of the board are open to the public and the media. Do we have any requests?
No, we do not.
All right. Legislative update. I've got a couple things that Senate Bill 104, looking at changes to the College Credit Plus program. So that is in committee meetings right now. And what was the other one I had here? Senate Bill 112 was passed, and that requires the school buildings comply with national life safety standards. And the name of this act is the Ohio Childhood Safety Act. And then Senate Education Committee, House Bill 70, it's required schools have a policy regarding the administration of over-the-counter medications. So that is in the works now too. Claudia, do you have anything else for that?
Yes, there has been a discovery at the Department of Education has calculated the payments to all school districts for the last year and a half, 2 years incorrectly. Overall, it's a $24 million error that all school districts will be seeing. They're going to fix the calculations and they're going to move forward with an accurate formula for the new year, but there may be some ramifications to school districts. It resulted in some school districts being overpaid. I would say a good percentage of the state being overpaid.
So when should we expect the finalization on that?
They're going to go in. It has totally it is not the formula's fault. It was how ODE implemented the formula when they calculated payments. So it's on ODE error. So I believe there is going to be some discussion about, with the excess of the budget, maybe it not being as impactful. So they don't have the rollout of what individual districts' implications will be yet.
Pickaway Ross update?
Just a quick, they're having their 50th anniversary, August the 24th, and I'll bring to the board more details next month on it. That's all I have.
All right, now we're to board action. Appoint Ross County Community Actions Governing Board. The City of Chillicothe board members democratically select Sarah Hawthorne to represent Chillicothe City Schools preschool program on the Ross County Community Actions Governing Board. Have a motion on that?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Roll, please.
Mr. Spalding,
Yes.
Mr. Wade,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Porter,
Yes.
and Mr. Bonner.
Yes.
And then we have a David Mead Massey grant application name change. Change playground and grant application to Wiggle Jig program, I'm sorry. Have a motion on that?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Roll, please.
Mr. Bonner,
Yes.
Mr. Spalding,
Yes.
Mr. Wade,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Porter.
Yes.
Next is the MOU with the Visitors Bureau. I'm not going to read all that, if that's okay.
That's right. Is that for the nice sign that's there?
Mhm.
That's outstanding sign. That's great.
Yeah, it got there by accident, but there it is.
Have a motion to approve the MOU.
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second.
Roll, please.
Mr. Bonner,
Yes.
Mr. Spalding,
Yes.
Mr. Wade,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Porter.
Yes.
And last, refinancing of the bonds, bond resolution, post-issuance compliance policy, and related resolution. Approve the refinancing of bonds, bond resolution, post-issuance compliance policy, and related resolution. See all. Oh, never mind.
So do you want a discussion? Do you want me to explain what that is?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So the building of CIS and CPS, when we financed the terms of those loans, the interest rates were rather high, and they're callable in December of 24, meaning that they're able to be cashed back in and refinanced. And that process needs to happen 30 days. You can do it no more than 30 days in advance. We've been looking at this, we meaning David Tiggett and myself and our bond counsel, and we could save our taxpayers, our residential and commercial taxpayers, about $1.3 million over the life of the loan. So that's pretty important. It doesn't save the school district any money. It's extra work on the school district, but it is being physically responsible to our community to save them, do this and save those dollars on their behalf. So this is the start of that process. It'll take probably 3 months. It involves a trip to Chicago by myself and our bond rating team. The presentation will be put together of all of our financials over the last several years. The turnaround the district's made in the last couple of years will be a very positive impact, and we will do a presentation in front of a bond rating committee in Chicago.
Do I have a motion on that?
So moved. I'll second.
Roll, please.
Mr. Bonner,
Yes.
Mr. Spalding,
Yes.
Mr. Wade,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Porter.
Yes.
Now on to treasurer reports and recommendations.
So the treasury reports,
involve the minutes, the financial reports that were all sent to you, the final amended certificate of estimated resources, and that simply stated is a summary of all of the resources that were taken in over the course of the year. And off of the top of my head, that was over $55 million. The final appropriations approval for fiscal year '24, roughly at this point, we are looking at about $53 million that were spent during the school year. The fund-to-fund advances and/or transfers, I do have a list of those. They were on the finalized right before I came over here because we're to the last minute spending. Some of those, the advance is typically exactly what it means. The general fund will advance any fund that's in the negative cash balance or by encumbrances. And then July 1 will return that advance back to the general fund. So it's a typical loan. The law says we can't close out a fund in a negative state. Your temporary appropriations, it's basically how we ended the year. I'm rolling it straight over with the exception of any grant we are no longer receiving, or that has been reduced, which is like ESSER is going away and the homeless money is going away, the ARP ESSER. So any one-time grants will be removed and estimated funding for that year will begin and spending also will begin. And then there's a few purchase orders to approve. We are renewing our commercial cyber liability and our property liability and fleet insurance this year. Both of those premiums have gone up. I think it's number one, our values and our property schedules went up. So the replacement cost of that increases your premium. And I think we had a bus incident or two that put us, a little bit higher. And then the record commission meeting was held by the assistant superintendent, myself, and the board president. We reviewed the list of documents and that sent to the Ohio Historical Society. They have already answered back. They are fine with us disposing. They didn't see any reason for them to retain any of that. Then we have the administrator salary and benefits and a contract with an ESC for additional consulting services. And ask your approval on all of those things.
Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Roll, please.
Mr. Spalding,
Yes.
Mr. Wade,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Porter,
Yes.
and Mr. Bonner.
Yes.
Superintendent recommendations?
Okay, I'd like to recommend A through L. And I want to point out just a few things on here. The governor issued that all school districts must have a cell phone policy, and I shared that with you guys, I think about maybe a month ago. So that is on here to be approved as a policy. We had it in our handbook before, and actually it matches almost identically to what the Department of Ed put out. We did put some little, specifics in there in terms of what the discipline looks like. So now we will have a board policy on the cell phone, and it's in the handbooks, and they match.
Before you go on, this policy still does not ban them from the schools.
It does not ban them from the schools. It requires that you either put them either in a locker or there's these lockup things you can
That's
purchase.
Fairly similar to what we have
It
now.
is very similar, yeah.
Which, in my opinion, is not effective. I don't know why we're trying to make an easy thing hard and just ban them, period. There's no discussion. You don't have to worry about it. No cell phones in school by the students, period. There's no reason for them to have them. There's no educational reason. They don't need them. Making it hard, and it's just, we've gone around this circle a million times, so I'll just drop it. But our discipline is not that strong here that our students, I see them right now, carry them down the hall all the time. I just don't know why we make an easy job hard and we don't ban them, period. So pull that out separate from me, please, because I'm not going to support that item.
I will, in response to your concern, which I don't disagree, we're not great at implementing it. And we have had a pretty intensive talks about our requirement and expectation that we have to monitor it and we have to apply what the board or what the discipline is. We have to get better at this year.
I agree with that, but yes, and I agree, but it's just, why make it harder on the administrators?
Yeah.
Why make it harder on the teachers? Just they don't allow them in the schools, and it's a win-win. It just makes it so much easier for everybody.
I
And
don't
my
disagree.
blood pressure can go down a few points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. That was one of the things that Ryan mentioned in the legislative update as well, that the law now states we have to have a policy, and that's all you're voting on is the policy itself for the board to be in compliant with the legislation.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand it, but, obviously I'm not going to be satisfied till we ban them. I just want a reason why they're not banned, period. If someone give me a good reason, I'm a reasonable person, kind of. So if someone can give me a good reason for students to have them, I'll say, hey, I'll be the first one to say I'm wrong, and which I am all the time, and move on. But I just don't see any reason for students to have a cell phone in the school.
I just wanted to clarify, we were doing something that the law required and not the
I
discipline. Yeah.
understand that.
Okay.
And I have a few things I don't want to say on board comments, but and part of it is cell phone related. But it's just right now about the cell phone. I just think we should ban them totally. Other school districts were doing, even Los Angeles just banned them.
Mhm.
I mean,
if that's something the board wants to do, we don't, you can choose to pull this off here. And if you want a policy that bans them, then we would have to get with OSBA to write a
Yeah.
policy for us.
right, sure.
That's your decision,
The recommended policy came from
the
Ohio Department of Education.
which was, I think, penned through the governor's office, to tell you the truth.
Yes.
But that's your decision. If that's what you all want to do and you want to table it, we look at it, we definitely want to get something though drafted for your review before school starts, because we'll have to.
You'll want to try to implement
Well, yeah,
mid-year.
it'll be,
100%.
that'll never happen in,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you. And that makes sense. I mean, the timing of this is apropos.
Yeah,
Well, right there.
and they just sent this out to us, whatever it was, about 3-4 weeks ago. So it's
Oh, I know.
whatever you all want to do.
I've said this long before there was any discussion about cell phone policies that, there was no need for cell phones in the schools for the students.
Now, I don't think having a policy banning them is going to prevent kids from bringing them in, so we'll have that whole policing thing going on.
Some of our kids don't follow the rules.
I know that's shocking.
Shocked.
They are
I'm
teenagers.
just shocked to hear that already.
So whatever you all want to do, if you want to,
Well,
Pull it-
I'll just
pull
make
that
a motion
part.
to table that part right now, and if other boards members want to go with that, that's fine. If they don't, I'd like for them to give me a reason why students should bring cell phones to school.
I'll second that.
Just a second.
you're writing some.
Yeah. Okay.
You ready for the roll on that motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Bonner,
Yes.
Excuse me. Can you read the full motion?
Mr. Bonner moved to table
Okay.
the cell phone policy. So Mr. Bonner,
Yes.
Mr. Spalding,
Yes.
Mr. Wade,
No.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
and Mr. Porter.
Yes.
All right, so do you want me to draft a no cell phone policy for your review that includes some of the discipline stuff that's listed in the one that I provided to you, or you just want a strict policy that says no cell phones? I just want to make sure I get in front of you what you want, because it's going to be August before we know it.
Yeah,
And I want parents to know.
certainly. I think, you can draft the way you see fit, and we can look at it.
Okay.
If it's a cell phone banning, then that's pretty cut and dried, and right, be a lot of give or take on that.
Yeah.
Of course, obviously, the disciplinary procedure, once it's broken, will be the
Right.
kind of the crux of the whole thing.
Okay. Does that sound reasonable to everybody?
Sure. I just voted to table this
Yes, we're,
specific item.
yes.
All right, so now we'll vote on a motion for
Superintendent.
A through
What did I say?
J, and also L through, L's the last one, so.
Yeah, A through J and then L.
Do we have a motion on that?
I'll second.
Roll, please.
Mr. Bonner,
Yes.
Mr. Spalding,
Yes.
Mr. Wade,
Yes.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
and Mr. Porter.
Yes.
Okay, before you go any further, I would like to introduce Shara Cook here. She's the new assistant principal at the high school. She'll be taking Brady Stewart's position, who took a position closer to his home, 7 miles away, in southwestern city. So welcome.
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 All right. Board member comments?
Thank you. Yeah. First of all, I'd just like to say congratulations and thank you to the retirees. What a great achievement to make it through there. As I was talking to Ms. Southworth there a little bit, she made 31 years. I had 31 years when I retired. And I'm just going to say, I think my 31 years were a little easier than hers. So that thank you so much. I know how demanding this job gets, how much more demanding these jobs get every year. And to make it through is really a great accomplishment, and you're achieving a great deal. Secondly, along with the cell phone, but just not that, a kind of a trend of thought has kind of, I don't know, emerged. I don't know how to put it. People are talking about different things, and I don't pay much attention to most of those, but this kind of caught my attention, and I really think it's something that is at least somewhat school related. And it's kind of the thought is that we protect our kids too much in the real world, and we don't protect them enough online. And this, I really kind of tend to agree with that. And they mentioned 4 steps to take that really help with this, trying to make it easier to grow up, I guess to say. One, and I say these aren't all typically school related, a student or a child shouldn't really have a smartphone till high school. 2, students or children shouldn't be allowed on social media till they're 16 years old. 3, schools should ban cell phones for student use. And 4, schools and students should have more recreation, more physical education, and more independence. And I certainly agree with those thoughts, kind of wholeheartedly, and would like to see us work for that. And I brought up another aspect of that. It kind of goes along. A lot of times we've talked about mental health a good deal in the news today. And I know it's so much harder. As I said, it's just so much harder for everyone, the teachers, the kids, the parents. When I was growing up as a SNAP, but of course that was, a long time ago. But so today it is harder. But I just really have to focus that the best thing for mental health is exercise. And probably the worst thing for mental health, especially for these young people, is being on these phones and computers all the time. So I really, like I've said, and this is no surprise to anyone who's heard me talk the last 10 years, that I'd like to see us really push for more recreation, more exercise in our schools, and more availability for this outside of the schools. And I think that will go a long way to helping this generation of kids grow up and become productive adults. And thank you for listening to that.
All right, a couple of important, just a little recap here. Friday, June 28th, there'll be a work session with the board focusing on communication and leadership. Also, I'd like to thank the retirees for all their years of service here. Obviously, welcome to our new staff members, and just kind of hit the highlights of the bond refinancing and the year-end closing on a positive cash balance. So that's always a plus. So, thank you all for coming. A motion to adjourn.
Make that.
Come on.
Second. All in favor?
All
All right.
right. How much time does that start at 28?
5:37.
I think we're at 12.
I knew.